Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be unboxing the latest phone from Infinix, the Infinix Smart 3 Plus. So guys, here's the box, and on the front it simply says Infinix Smart 3 Plus, and the box packaging or the designing itself looks very different from all the previous Infinix phones. So let's have a quick physical overview of the box. On the right side it says Smart 3 Plus, and on the left side also it says the same. On the back we have the most highlighting features like the new aspect ratio, triple camera setup, and massive battery. It even says made in India along with some other specifications. So without any further delays, let's just unbox this phone and see what it has to offer. By the way guys, this phone is priced at 7,000 rupees and it comes only in one variant with 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage with a dedicated SD card slot, and it's sold exclusively on Flipkart. It's available in two colors, Midnight Black and Sapphire Cyan, and we have the Midnight Black color with us right now. So guys, once we open the box, on top we have the phone itself with a pretty huge stickering, and Infinix has been doing this kind of a thing for a very long time. We'll come back to it in a minute. Following that, we have a regular 6W power adapter, a micro USB charging cable, SIM card ejector, and some documentation. So first we have X Club membership and user manual, and this is probably the warranty card. Next we have a hard case which looks pretty cool, like the most coolest looking case that we get free inside the box. And finally we have a screen protector. This is a regular screen guard, not a tempered glass, and this is definitely appreciated. Well, I would have loved it if they could have stuck it to the phone itself. So we'll come back to it in a minute, but these are all the contents of the box. Now let's look at the phone. So on the front we have the sticker with the same old things like the 6.2-inch display, triple camera setup, dual 4G LTE, and the 8-megapixel low light selfie camera. So let me peel that off. And now on the back, once again, we have another sticker with IMEI numbers, power information, and so on. So this is how the phone looks on the back, and this is how it looks on the front. Now let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the complete specifications of this phone. On the back, this phone has a 2.5D curved glass, and it does look quite premium. At the top, it has a triple camera setup with a 13-megapixel primary camera with f1.8 aperture. That's followed by a 2-megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing, that's to take portrait shots. And at the end, we have the low light sensor. Following all the cameras is a dual LED flash, and it even says AI triple camera. On the right side, it has a fingerprint scanner followed by Infinix branding. And at the bottom, it says Smart, designed by Infinix, Smart being the series name. Now on the front, it is a pretty massive 6.2-inch IPS display with HD plus resolution with the new 19.5:9 aspect ratio, 88% screen to body ratio, and 500 nits of brightness. It is also the cheapest phone right now to come with a water drop notch or a dot notch at just 7,000 rupees. Now inside the dot notch we have the 8-megapixel front facing camera with f2.0 aperture, and below the display it's completely plain. Now coming to the sides, on the right side it has the power and volume buttons made of metal, and they have a nice clicky feel to them. On the left side we have just the SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. At the top it is completely plain, and at the bottom we get the primary microphone, 3.5mm audio jack, micro USB charging port, and the mono speaker grill. Now coming to the rest of the specifications, under the hood this phone sports a MediaTek 822 processor, and it will be running a custom skin version of Android called XOS 5.0 Cheetah based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie. It even packs a decently large 3500 mAh battery, and with all this phone has a thickness of 7.8mm and weighs just 150 grams. Phone feels quite big in the hand, and it kind of feels heavy. Maybe the weight distribution isn't that great, but 150 grams is still pretty lightweight. Now let's see how the phone looks with the case on. By the way guys, this is a hard bumper case, and it offers just additional grip and slight bit of drop protection, but it isn't all that great. With that said, it definitely looks very cool, and as I've said, this is definitely one of the best looking cases that we get for free inside a box. So this is the case, and it does offer a slight bit of raised lip for the camera module, so it does offer slight protection for the rear camera. So even when you place your phone on the pack, camera is protected. And even on the front, it has a very slightly raised lip for the display, so even when you place your phone directly on its face, display surface is not actually in contact with the surface. So as I said, it definitely offers you a bit of protection, and it also gives you a nice grip, but that's where it ends. If you drop your phone a lot, get a better case. So guys, now let's turn on the phone and see what we get right out of the box. So that's XOS Cheetah. This is my first time using XOS Cheetah version. That's XOS based on Android Pie. So let's see what new they've brought in. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This is the default launcher, and you do get an app drawer, so that's not a problem. And on the left side, we have something like Smart Assistant that we have been seeing on all the phones these days. It's just a collection of different widgets and gives you a lot of information at just a single place. Now, if you look at this app drawer, there are quite a few applications and possibly some bloatware, and you can uninstall them, as you can see. So if there is any application that you do not use in this list, just uninstall it or disable it if you can. Now with that said, let's see the storage information. So out of that 2 GB of RAM, we get about 1 GB of RAM free out of the box, and out of that 32 GB of space, we get about 24.5 GB of space for your user apps and user data. Now that's definitely more than sufficient because this phone also has a dedicated SD card slot. Now let's check the about page, and this is the about page. So this phone is running XOS version 5.0 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie, with the February security patch, which is pretty good. By the way guys, Infinix provides regular software and security updates, definitely as good as Xiaomi and other top tier brands, so you really don't have to worry about the software issues or anything related to software for an Infinix phone. Now let's check out the cameras. Now this is the interface for the rear camera. We have Auto HDR, and if you swipe to the right side, we have bokeh mode, that's to take portrait shots using rear camera. Now there is no dedicated night mode, but this phone has scene detection, so it might use night mode or the low light sensor automatically based on the lighting conditions. Now this is the interface for the front facing camera, and initial impressions, front camera looks pretty good. And you also have the AI camera, next we have beauty mode and a dedicated portrait mode, that's to take portrait selfies. And the capturing speeds also look pretty good. Now let's switch the camera. Okay, there seems to be a camera bug, it might be fixed with a future update. But from initial impressions, camera seems to be working pretty well. Okay, camera's frozen, now it's back. So guys, as you can see, capturing speeds are pretty fast, but there seems to be a slight bug with portrait mode, especially portrait selfies and rear camera portrait shots. So that might be fixed with a future update. Now these are some sample pictures taken using the front and rear cameras. Now let's see if there are any new updates. I've just connected it to the internet system. Now let's for system updates. By the way guys, initial impressions, entire UI feels very responsive and very smooth. Like there are no stutters or anything. I just noticed some lag in the camera application, but that's all. Overall, pretty good. It definitely doesn't feel like a cheap 7,000 rupees phone. As you can see, there are no new updates as of now, but we might be getting some pretty soon. Now let's check the speaker loudness.
Let's have a bit of fun till our downfall.
Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Redmi Note 7 Pro. By the way guys, in this video I'll be just talking about tips and tricks. So guys, speaker loudness on this phone is pretty good, definitely sufficient for ringtones, media consumption and alarms. And as you have seen, we can do a pin gesture to go full screen, so that's all pretty good. Now let's test the face unlock feature. This is considered to be a good lighting conditions and it's working. It's not super fast, but it does work. It's probably taking like half a second or 0.3 seconds according to Infinix. Now I'm going to try it with my eyes closed. See if it works. Yes, by default it does work with eyes closed as well. Now let me turn off all the lights and see if it works or not. Okay, first let's test low lighting conditions. So here we go. So even in low lighting conditions it works and it is pretty fast. Now I'm turning off all the lights. So let's see if it works now. So it is automatically adjusting the screen brightness, but it failed. Let's try it again. And it worked. So even in low lighting conditions it is working, but it is definitely taking a little longer, probably a second or two. On previous Infinix phones it used to ask us to press a specific button to turn on the front flash, but as this phone doesn't have a front flash, it's using the screen brightness instead. And it is automatic, so it's pretty cool. So guys, that was face unlock in all lighting conditions. Now let's test the fingerprint scanner. I've already set it up with my index finger. And here we go. Fingerprint scanner is super fast, but it's probably taking like half a second or so to unlock the phone. It is definitely one of the best in the price segment, definitely one of the best under 20,000 rupees, but not the best, like not the number one. But still it's pretty good for a phone that just costs 7,000 rupees. Now let's see what special features this phone has to offer. For that, let's go to settings and then select system navigation. From here you can change your navigation bar style. You can go with the Android Pie style where you get mixed navigation. On this phone we can also choose to change the back button position to left or right. I'll just go with this one. So here's your back button to go back. Here's your home button, and for recent apps you have to swipe up like that. And this is the new recent apps page from Android Pie. And finally, if you want to switch between applications very quickly, you can do a swipe gesture on the home button like this. Now over here we have settings, and before that we have YouTube. So if I want to quickly switch to YouTube, I can do something like this. Just do a swipe gesture on the home button, and I can select YouTube and release to select YouTube. Let's do that once again. Let's go to settings, and there we go. Next we also have fancy gestures. So if you want to use that, you can swipe from the right side to go back, swipe from the home to go home, swipe from the left side for recent apps. Nothing's new. So for now let's go back to the default one. Next we also have some gestures like double tap to wake and 3-finger screenshot. So let me just enable those things. Double click to broadcast. Next we also have the 3-finger screenshot gesture. To enable it, go to settings, actions and gestures and enable that. Now once you do that, you can simply swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. This is one of my favorite ways to take a screenshot. And most importantly, here's the new change. As you can see, there is a bar over here. You can swipe it over here like that to bring out smart panel. So these are some quick actions and these are some quick applications. You can add or remove them by clicking this button over here. Now let me just try to open Instagram. There we go. Just some of your frequently used applications or your favorite applications. You can just put some of your favorite applications over here and do some actions from here. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the new Infinix Smart 3 Plus. A phone that just costs 7,000 rupees but comes with a lot of features like a triple camera setup, fingerprint scanner, face unlock features, and most importantly the dot notch, which is like a very new thing. And with all that, it still packs a decent performance, feels pretty light in the hand, and also has pretty good cameras. So guys, if you're looking to buy a phone under 7,000 rupees with a very smooth software experience, regular software updates, and most importantly, pretty good cameras, you can definitely consider the Infinix Smart 3 Plus. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. And if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.